attended Rollins College. I'd like to remind everyone in attendance to please mute your cell phones and any other mobile devices. And if you could, please state your name and affiliation before your first question. We have with us members of the Fairmont State Falcons to my right, head coach Jared Calhoun. He is joined by student athletes Jason Jolly and Vontae Montgomery. Fairmont State advances to tomorrow's Elite Eight semifinal, which will be played here at 6 p.m. right here at the Sanford Pentagon. The Falcons will play the winner of Bellarmine and Colorado Mines. Coach, if you'd like to start us with an opening statement.
Yeah, I thought it was a really well-played game. Tom does a really good job with that team. You know, for a team that was 8-8 to end up in Elite Eight, they really gave us problems early in the game. But, you know, this is a resilient bunch that I have. These kids are really, really tough-minded kids. You know, we played the game without our All-American. Most of our offense throughout the year runs through Matt Bengaya, and that's a great test to our depth. It's a great test, a test to Jason and Vontae and some of these other guys that stepped up. We have a lot to be proud of. You know, it's the most wins in school history, 33 wins, Final Four. It's the furthest we've ever went since we become an NCAA Division II school. But, you know, we came out here with the mindset, let's try to get to 1-0, and we've done that all year, concentrate on who we're playing. We're happy to advance, and we know it's only going to get harder.
Questions?
Guys, Dwayne Cochran, Fairmont, West Virginia. Matt picks up that fourth foul with over 16 minutes to go, and it just seemed like all you guys played at a whole other level, almost like you got ticked off by it, a little chip on your shoulder. Both of you two, tell me about that. What was going on the floor? What were the players talking about at that point? Because I thought you raised your level of play and just took over the game at that point.
I'll start. It's not uncharted territories. We've been there with some of our key guys being in foul trouble, playing against IUP, against Wheeling on the road. So it was a familiar place, and we knew what we had to do to, you know, overcome it, especially with, you know, especially our biggest guy, All-American, being out.
I think you hit it right on the nose. I got a little ticked off, and I think it really brought us together and made us play harder. So Matt picking up that force really helped us get this win.
Jason, you'd be the first to say you struggled the last month and a half.
Yeah.
He's back.
What time to come out of it? Tell me about that. I know that's
It's you know, it's a strength in numbers. When I struggle throughout the season, Vontae, Sham, other guys have played well. So Matt was struggling. Times didn't shoot the ball particularly great. So it was just my turn to, you know, pick up the slack where other guys left off. And tonight I was just fortunate enough to make shots.
You hit 3 in a row there. When those went in, you had a little confidence.
Yeah, it was a confidence thing. Once you hit 2 guys tell you to keep shooting, teammates, coach, and staff tell you to keep shooting, and I just was in a rhythm, and teammates found me in space.
Coach, second half, you held them 25 points, but really 20 points for the first 19 minutes or so. Difference defensively?
You know, we made a few adjustments. We went to our 1-2-2 press, couple possessions, got a couple steals. But that's just who we are. You know, we're a pressing team. We're an energy team. We're a trapping team. We're a running team. I just thought we got more runouts. We got downhill a little bit more. The game was very stagnant the last 4 minutes of the first half. That's not how we want to play. So I thought we dictated the tempo of the game a little bit better in the second half. You know, that's what we tried to do. Watched a lot of tape on that team. You know, they're a different matchup. You know, they're long, they're skilled, they're very intelligent players. We just felt like we could not let them run their ball screen motion. He does a really good job with teaching them how to play. We wanted them to have to make decisions quickly, take quick shots. You know, they had 4 threes in the first half. Ended with 5. So that's really the difference. You know, at this level, the Division II level, and really what you're seeing at the high level is the three-point shot is so important. And we've been the best in our conference, which our conference is a high-scoring league of taking that 3 ball away. So I think that was a little bit of the difference also, Dwayne, in the second half is we only let up 1 3.
It means a lot. It means a lot for our program, our community, our seniors. You know, as Coach Calhoun talks about a lot, it's been a 5-year process. I've only been a part of it 2, but it took a lot of growing pains, and it's, you know, fulfilling and rewarding to be here and to be one of the last 4 teams standing.
Chris Bernozzi of D2 East Sioux. Coach, offense
Yeah, that's kind of what our bread and butter is. You know, you talk about the pressing, you talk about the trapping, the three-point shooting, but I have a lot of long, lanky, athletic guys. You know, Trevor Evans, he's not the best offensive player on our roster, but he's one of the toughest guys on getting inside position on guys. And we talked about that for 4 or 5 days, and I even heard their coach talk about it yesterday. So I went back last night and I said, guys, if we have a bad shooting night, we're going to have to win this game ugly because he's not coming out of that zone. They're going to play zone. He played zone for 40 minutes. He's done it for a long time, and that's their identity, and that's what they're good at. But it's hard sometimes when you have the athletes that we have to rebound out of their area. And I thought Trev and Thomas did a great job of getting inside of it. It's a good question.
Coach, Matt Zimmer, Argus leader here in Sioux Falls. What's been your impression of the reception here in Sioux Falls, the facilities, just how this thing's been run?
Well, I'm pretty lucky. I'm only 35, so I'm young, but I've been a head coach for 5 years. You know, went to the Final Four with West Virginia in the Big East. I've been there almost every venue in the country other than the Big 12. I left West Virginia before they went to Big 12. This is one of the most unique situations that I've seen for a building. Whoever designed this thing is a master in designing because it's such a nice venue for this level. You know, I anticipate the crowds getting better. This was a tough time for a game, you know, tough time for our kids. But the hospitality from our bus driver to our team host to the NCAA people here running this is first class. This is what you strive to do is get to this level. We have not been disappointed. You know, the people of South Dakota have been great. We've had a little chowder. We went to Minerva's, great restaurant. If you media people haven't been there, I would suggest it. We're having a lot of fun, and our team's a lot of fun to be around.
Coach, how much influence from your days with WVU is that defensive?
Probably 120%, not just 100. You know, I worked for Coach Massimino as well, a Hall of Famer. He's up for the Hall of Fame. I played for him at Cleveland State and worked with Hugs for 6 years. And you learn a lot from those two guys. They've got 1,600 wins. I think both of them have 800. I go to a lot of their practices. I watch a lot of their tape. I even went back earlier this week, didn't even tell my assistants, but looked at our zone attack against Syracuse a couple years back, my first 2 years when we played them. I'm very fortunate at a young age to work with those guys.
Any other questions?
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.